Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm here with Adam, who is Sotheby's in-house lender with Select Lending. How's it going, Adam?
Good. Thanks for having me, Brandon.
Yeah, thanks for joining. I'm looking forward to chatting and sharing a little bit about what's going on in the market, some of the things we're hearing, and some of the awesome programs that you have available for people out there. Yeah, if you're one of those folks that are tuning into the news or reading the news, you may be hearing the message, the sky is falling. Do you hear this message a lot, Adam?
Only every day. Scare tactics are what the media does best. And if you are a prospective homeowner, just do your best to filter all that out as best you can, and talk to somebody in the business who has their finger to the pulse of what's going on.
Yeah, and I would say always rely on data and facts, which is some of what I have here for you. So, the fact is, in 2020 and 2021, there was the biggest migration of humans since the 70s, in part of the work from home boom and maybe some of the political moves that happened throughout COVID. And so that resulted in a peak amount of sales. And so right now, sales are down 23%, year over year, and that's total amount of homes sold. But if you look at pricing, they're pretty much stabilized where they are from year over year. In fact, if we're looking in the Bend market, they're actually up 6%. And what is different is there's a much higher inventory, and we're seeing sellers that are more willing to work with buyers, whether that be concessions, contributions to closing costs, or even coming down on list price. So, though interest rates are high right now, and that's kind of the word of the year, it is still a pretty good time to be a buyer if the time is right for you, and that's a little bit what we'll talk more about. Um, Interest rates, like I said, word of the year. What's going on with interest rates, Adam?
Yeah, so if you've been following the news, then you definitely know that interest rates have been going up over the course of the year and are currently sitting right around in the mid 7% range, which is the highest they've been since November of 2000. But that isn't a hard stop. If you are a prospective home buyer, there are strategic ways to work with the rising rate environment and position yourself strategically to take advantage of maybe a little bit less competition in the market.
Yeah. In 2021, I had clients that were telling me, oh, I'm going to wait for prices to come down. And now some of those same clients are saying, well, I'm going to wait for interest rates to come down. And when I look at this graph, what's fascinating to me is this period of time where interest rates were below and around 3%. That's only happened like one time in history, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're waiting for that time to come back around, you're going to be waiting for quite a while.
Yeah. I mean,
So yeah, the best piece of advice I can give is to figure out when the good time is for you because your situation is unique. There is no one size fits all, I think, piece of advice for everyone looking to get into the real estate market. It just matters that the time is right for you specifically.
yep. So I'm aligned with that too. I mean, if you're renting and you're able to buy, then it's probably a good time. And if somebody's waiting to sell and buy another house because they're attached to their rate, I don't know if that's really worth waiting to move on to what's next in your life. In fact, when you look at this, while the last decade has been awesome to be below 5%, that's not the standard of what we're looking at over the last 50 years. In fact, rates, while they're, matched to be the highest they have been in this century, they're kind of where they've been historically, looking back. But that's enough focusing on the problem. There's a lot of solutions out there, and Adam, you have some pretty cool products that I know you wanted to share about. So tell us about it.
Yeah. So, what we do, and I think what we do best, is we identify those problems, but we focus on the solution. And that's why I love Select Lending Services and CMG Financial. So, for instance, one of our proprietary products that I really like is this one, Home Funded. And what it is basically it's a GoFundMe for our clients to raise gift funds for a down payment or closing costs for a new home purchase. And the cool part about it is that they can kind of crowdsource those gift funds by using their social media networks, and they can branch out from just going to the bank of mom and dad, which is what I think most people think of when they think of gift funds. And now you open up access to your entire social network. So we're talking not only family, but friends, coworkers, churchgoers, even pickleball teammates. I mean, you name it, you can use those people to your advantage to raise gift funds and get into a home that maybe you normally wouldn't be able to get into. And if you're a first time home buyer, we'll match up to $2,000 of the money that you raise, which is, I think, kind of a cool little addition on our part.
Yeah, this is an amazing way to get some support in the home ownership. I know if I was getting married or graduating college or having some life event, I'd way rather somebody give me the gift that keeps on giving versus something else. Your next product, I'm super excited about because I know I'll personally be using this if I buy a house this year. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so this one's called Rate Rebound. And what it does is it allows homeowners or home buyers, I should say, that get into a home between now and the end of the year. It gives them the opportunity to refinance with no lender fees, no appraisal fee, no tax certification or credit report fee, and $1,000 credit towards any additional third party fees, and they can do that an unlimited amount of times within the first 5 years of their mortgage. So, what we see happening is we see interest rates starting to plateau and eventually come down within the next, 6 to 9 months, depending on who you ask. So, the perfect opportunity right there to take advantage of this program and then use it an additional, two, three more times in that 5 year period.
Yeah, this program is incredible for current times because I know even when interest rates weren't like they are now with my last four houses, I ended up refinancing all of them at some point to whether it was to drop the mortgage insurance once I had some equity built up, or whether it was because interest rates had dropped enough that it saved me on my payment. But with this, you buy at today's rate, and then when rates go down, you're able to refinance not once but as many times as you need if those rates keep improving. I know we hear this little phrase that's been going around the last couple of years, which is date the rate and marry the house. And I think that's so important because right now you have room to negotiate when you buy a house. You can change the rate later. But if you wait, we're going to see, a lot of people come off the sidelines at the same time. And we saw an example of this in the spring market this year when rates went down to 6%. Everybody jumps in the market, competition gets heated, and prices get driven up quickly. So this is a great workaround for that.
Exactly. And like you were saying, if you want to take advantage of making offers right now where sellers are a little bit more willing to offer concessions, then you can even get into a home with a slightly lower interest rate up front, plus have the opportunity to use rate rebound down the road. And so it's kind of a win-win for buyers, and it becomes like a no-brainer to, enter the market now where maybe you normally wouldn't.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you sharing this. And, I would share with anybody who's maybe on the fence to realize that there is professionals like myself and Adam who are ready to talk to you about your concerns, your goals, and to help make a plan to get you moved on to what's next or to get you out of that rental trap. And we'll leave you with this. You may not want a 7% interest rate today on a home, but credit cards are currently 19%, auto loans are 9%, and rent is 100%. So buy the house and thank us later.